of Yogi World of Organics and Wellness. He's a well active social entrepreneur, brand ambassador, as well as motivational speaker. And he's an ex horticulture officer from the government of Karnataka. And he's ex executive officer, Jaivik Krishi Society, Lalbagh, Bangalore. And he's also an all India advisor for GAP certification as well as marketing related things. And he's an all India advisor for organic farming certification systems and marketing. And he's also a co-ambassador of FPOs, farmer associations, federations in Karnataka as well as in India. And he's a certified nutritionist as well as awareness wellness advisor. He's associated with organic farming movement and organic food industry for almost like 20 years. So traveled at grassroots level across Karnataka, covering all the 31 districts and 170 plus talukas in Karnataka state. So besides couple of other states in India, so concept developer and mentor of Gramina rural producers and retail brands promotion initiative and movement. So in this quick line, I would like to thank Yogi sir for our quick invitation and acceptance. So now the session is yours, sir. You can start the session.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Once again, namaste, namaskara, namaskaram. I speak bit of Telugu. Hindi, of course, maybe 50% I can manage. As I said, थोड़ा थोड़ा गलत हो जाए तो थोड़ा माफ कीजिएगा. I try my level best to speak both in English and Hindi. Thanks for the wonderful introduction. Let me make it very clear. It's not that I know everything. It's not that but what I would speak with little authority or confidence that बहुत सारे grassroots level में काम किया हूँ मैं. कर्नाटका गवर्नमेंट में horticulture डिपार्टमेंट में काम कर रहा था. बाद में I worked for two topmost exporters of certified organic commodities in India. Probably 25 years. In 25 साल में मैं गवर्नमेंट सर्विस में काम कर चुका हूँ और कॉर्पोरेट फील्ड में, प्राइवेट सेक्टर में, एनजीओ सेक्टर में, और मेरा बिजनेस भी था. 10 साल पहले मेरा खुद ही का बिजनेस था, कृषि ऑर्गेनिक्स एंड एग्री वेंचर्स. इंडिया में वो सर्टिफाइड ऑर्गेनिक कमोडिटीज का वन ऑफ द बल्क ट्रेडर्स थे. ऑलमोस्ट एक साल में हम 3.5 करोड़ टर्नओवर किए थे. ऑलमोस्ट 3.5 to 4 करोड़ टर्नओवर. Honestly, why I'm speaking all this is that not that I know everything, but whatever I speak, मैं जो बताता हूँ वो पूरा मेरे 25 साल की प्रैक्टिकल एक्सपीरियंस है. इसके आधार के ऊपर मैं आपको इंफॉर्मेशन शेयर कर दूंगा. बेसिकली मैं मोटिवेशन स्पीकर हूँ. Mostly आप भी you can figure it out. I believe I'm basically a motivational speaker. In fact, till now I've trained more than 1,000 FPOs predominantly in Karnataka and even other states as well. Because today, thanks to the technology through Zoom and through online training, I've trained many FPOs across the other states as well. Almost 1,000 FPOs, I believe. I'm also a state resource person in government of Karnataka. And I'm basically a motivation speaker, probably in 30 minutes or 40 minutes. Honestly speaking, I don't want to give any technical information because today there is no dearth of information. आज information की कम नहीं है. इंफॉर्मेशन आपको जो इंफॉर्मेशन चाहिए, टेक्निकल इंफॉर्मेशन बहुत आसान से मिल सकता है. लेकिन आज क्या चाहिए, जरूर है कि वो मोटिवेशन चाहिए, इंस्पिरेशन होना चाहिए, वो इंटरेस्ट होना चाहिए. इसीलिए मैं 30-45 मिनट्स में आपको इंस्पायर करने के लिए, आपको मोटिवेट करने के लिए, आपका सेल्फ कॉन्फिडेंस बढ़ाने के लिए मैं कोशिश करूंगा. As I said, I'm a very grassroots level person. I'm not an academic speaker. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a professor. But I speak with authority when it comes to the question of organic farming, when it comes to the question of FPO, when it comes to the question of farmers' unity. Let me be very honest. As I said, I speak as I said, I'm not an academic speaker. I speak in very unconventional way. Whatever the thought process I come into my mind, immediately I share. That's how that's the style of my presentation. I don't go by slide by slide. So the first thing I want to make it very clear, or rather, let me ask you a question. मैं एक आपको एक बहुत important question पूछना चाहूंगा. पूरा इंडिया में वो फार्मर्स, हम क्या फार्मिंग कम्युनिटी बोलते हैं या कृषि लोग बोलते हैं या रईता कृषि whatever we बोलते हैं, वो every year or every day a population depending on agriculture is increasing or decreasing. You can chat in the box. You can use the chat box. And let me reiterate my question. I'm asking a very fundamental and practical ground reality A bitter truth I'm asking the question. मैं आपको पूछ रहा हूं, हर दिन हर साल वो फार्मर्स
सर
लोग
योगेश
बोलते हैं
सर,
ना. हाँ प्लीज.
सर सॉरी फॉर द स्मॉल इंटरप्शन सर।
या प्लीज.
सर आपके पास कुछ स्लाइड्स है प्रेजेंट करने के लिए?
No, actually, I am some challenges with the laptop, I think. So
हाँ सर,
immediately I switch out to my tab. I'm using my tab now.
हाँ सर, उससे भी आप शेयर कर सकते हैं ना सर?
No, actually, I did not transfer it to my tab because there was a glitch, right? So immediately I moved on to my tab. I have not transferred the file.
ओके
Anyway,
सर,
I'll share, share
फाइन
it.
सर, यू कैन कंटिन्यू सर, यू कैन
Yeah,
कंटिन्यू।
yeah, sure, sure.
थैंक यू
Yeah.
सर।
So increasing. Someone, replied saying increasing. The population depending on agriculture is increasing day by day. Probably, I don't know what is the source of your information. I'm also a part of agriculture university. When we used to study in University of Agriculture in 90s, I'm talking about 90s, I was in the agriculture university. That time the population depending on agriculture was around 70 plus. Total India population, 70% of India population was depending on agriculture, relying on agriculture. But somebody replying saying that it's increasing. Honestly speaking, that it's not the question of honesty, it's a question of data. It's a question of data. At the end of the day, what matters is the data, the numbers. As per the latest survey, if you do the survey once again, it has come, rather it has dropped to near 50% or so. 50% or so. The bitter truth is that day by day, year by year, it's decreasing like anything. The bitter truth or the hard fact is that the so-called the farmers or the farming community is moving away from agriculture because, of course, somebody mentioned that land holding, it may be increasing, but in terms of the population or an individual, if you take consider in that perspective, it's decreasing it like in anything. So what I mean to say that agriculture, of course, there may be few exceptions, but predominantly or in majority cases, we can say that agriculture is no more a profitable venture. Of course, there are some exceptions. Kindly don't take me other way, otherwise or other way around. I'm trying to, motivate you. I'm trying to inspire you. And in fact, I'm not talking from the negative perspective. I'm talking about the problem and what is the solution. I'm trying to connect the solution with the problem. The main fundamental challenge what India is facing today is that the so-called farming community, the population dependent agriculture is decreasing. Anything. The fact being, इसका कारण क्या है कि वो प्रॉफिटेबल नहीं है और मार्केट का चैलेंज है. आप जम्मू कश्मीर से केरला तक ऑलमोस्ट पूरा आप हर फार्मर का इंटरव्यू किया तो कृषि में, खेती में वो आपका प्रॉब्लम्स क्या है लिस्ट करने के लिए आप बोला तो सर्वे किया तो वो पहला प्रॉब्लम वो क्या आता है कि मार्केट प्रॉब्लम. Mostly you all agree with me. If you can chat in the box, if you agree with me. वो हिंदी में भी बोल रहा हूँ, गबू आशीष जी, मैं हिंदी में भी कोशिश कर रहा हूँ, हिंदी में भी बात करूंगा. वो आपका मेन प्रॉब्लम है कि मार्केटिंग चैलेंज है. यही प्रॉब्लम है. जम्मू कश्मीर से केरला तक आप इंटरव्यू किया तो, सर्वे किया तो हर फार्मर आपको क्या जवाब दे देते, मतलब मार्केटिंग 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 चैलेंज. आप जो फार्मर्स हो इतना कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि मेहनत कर रहे हैं, लेकिन उसके प्रोपोर्शनेट में इसका प्रॉफिट नहीं मिल रहा है, मार्केट नहीं मिल रहा है. ये हार्ड फैक्ट है. दिस इज द प्रॉब्लम. ऑफ कोर्स देयर मे बी 101 रीजन, इसके अलावा और ज्यादा रीजन हो सकता है, लेकिन मेजर प्रॉब्लम marketing, 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 marketing. Of course, somebody mentioned, not here. Maybe in few, as I said, few exception. I use the word few exception. I'm talking about the majority. I'm not talking about any exception for that matter. In general, if you speak with any expert, आप जो किसी expert के साथ discuss किया तो, और नहीं तो डेटा और स्टैटिस्टिक के साथ आप काम किया तो, नहीं तो डिस्कस किया तो, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट प्रॉब्लम एग्रीकल्चर में, खेती में, farming sector में marketing problem in majority case I'm talking about. So what government thought, इसकी वजह से वो एक्चुअली ऑलमोस्ट इंडिविजुअल फार्मर से पूरा भारत में, हर स्टेट में, हर डिस्ट्रिक्ट में, हर ब्लॉक में इंडिविजुअल फार्मर से ऑलरेडी वो लोग सक्सेस हो चुका है. FPOs भी सक्सेस हो चुका है, लेकिन फिर भी इंडिविजुअल फार्मर्स वो मार्केटिंग चैलेंज को वो फेस करने का वो बहुत सारे मेहनत होता है और डिफिकल्टीज होता है. लेकिन एसोसिएशन मैं यूजुअली यूनिटी बोलता हूँ. सो फार्मर्स एसोसिएशन और एफपीओ और फार्मर्स कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटी में ये मार्केटिंग चैलेंज जो क्या फेस कर रहे हैं हम, इसका बेस्ट सोल्यूशन है कि एक्चुअली इनफैक्ट मेरा आज का डिस्कशंस का टाइटल एफपीओस द सेवियर ऑफ फार्मिंग कम्युनिटी इन इंडिया। इसका मतलब क्या है कि वो फार्मर्स का रक्षण करने के लिए एक ही ब्रह्मास्त्र है, आई डोंट माइंड यूजिंग द वर्ड ब्रह्मास्त्र, द अल्टीमेट वेपन, द अल्टीमेट स्कीम, अल्टीमेट प्रोजेक्ट, वॉट एवर यू कॉल, आप जो नाम बोलना चाहते हैं आप बोल सकते हैं, वो फार्मर प्रोड्यूसर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन अल्टीमेट स्कीम इन इंडिया आई कुड से, बिकॉज मे बी गवर्नमेंट सेक्टर में काम किया हूं, मे बी ग्रास रूट लेवल लेवल में काम कर चुका हूं, ऑलमोस्ट 7.5 साल कर्नाटका में हार्टिकल्चर डिपार्टमेंट में काम कर चुका हूं, आज नहीं है 90s में मतलब ऑलमोस्ट 25 years बैक आई वर्कड इन अ ग्रास रूट लेवल and I know the pain points of the farmers, I know the pain points of the rural community. Market is the biggest challenge. So later considering all the challenges, so जो farmers का वो challenges क्या है, वो problems क्या है, analyze करके government में क्या सोचा, वो cooperative society भी same intention की, based on the same intention government वो cooperative society cooperative movement introduce किए थे, लेकिन आपको भी सच मालूम है, लेकिन कोऑपरेटिव मूवमेंट क्या हुआ है ना, वो पूरा हाईजैक हो गया। एक्चुअली मैं डायरेक्ट बोल रहा हूं क्योंकि मैं भी ग्रास रूट लेवल में काम कर चुका हूं, वो पॉलिटिक्स कंप्लीटली हाईजैक द कोऑपरेटिव मूवमेंट। अदरवाइज कोऑपरेटिव मूवमेंट इफ हर गांव में, हर ब्लॉक में, हर विलेज में, और नहीं तो हर डिस्ट्रिक्ट में कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटीज, इसकी जो कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटीज का फंडामेंटल प्रिंसिपल्स होता है, नहीं तो विजन होता है, इसके अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट ये काम कर चुका होता तो मे बी आज वो इसका फार्मर्स का मार्केटिंग प्रॉब्लम्स इतना इंटेंसिटी नहीं होता था। लेकिन इसलिए गवर्नमेंट में क्या सोचा कि वो कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटी के अलावा और क्या मॉडल कर सकते हैं। बाद में वो फार्मर प्रोड्यूसर कंपनी से ना, आपको भी मालूम है, फार्मर प्रोड्यूसर कंपनी गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने 2013 में अमेंड किए। वो कंपनीज एक्ट है 1956 कंपनीज एक्ट में जो चाहिए थोड़ा मॉडिफिकेशन अमेंडमेंट करके 2013 के बाद वो पूरा भारत में हर स्टेट में वो एग्रीकल्चर डिपार्टमेंट, हार्टिकल्चर डिपार्टमेंट, फिशरीज डिपार्टमेंट, एनिमल हस्बेंड्री डिपार्टमेंट, इवन शीप एंड वूल डेवलपमेंट कॉर्पोरेशन और पोल्ट्री डेवलपमेंट कॉर्पोरेशन, इंक्लूडिंग NABARD and NCDC, they started promoting FPOs in a big way from 2013. बट आपकी जानकारी के लिए मैं बता रहा हूं, कर्नाटका में पहला फार्मर प्रोड्यूसर कंपनी 2007 में इनकॉर्पोरेट हो चुका है। 2007 में वो गवर्नमेंट प्रमोट करने के पहले ही थोड़ा प्रोग्रेसिव फार्मर्स, वो पर्टिकुलरली वो ऑर्गेनिक फार्मर्स, कर्नाटका में जो वो प्रोग्रेसिव ऑर्गेनिक फार्मर्स थे, वो लोग 2007 में भी चालू किए। इनफैक्ट कर्नाटका में पहला 3 फार्मर प्रोड्यूसर कंपनीज 2007 2009 में इनकॉर्पोरेट हुआ था। वो पूरा ऑर्गेनिक का स्पेशल एफपीओ से। एक ऑर्गेनिक फार्मर प्रोड्यूसर कंपनी के बारे में प्रधानमंत्री मन की बात में भी वो इसका मेंशन किया है, मेंशन किए थे, 2007 में चालू हुआ है। लेकिन 2013 के बाद SFAC, आपको भी मालूम है, स्मॉल फार्मर्स एग्री बिजनेस कंसोर्शियम, व्हिच कम्स अंडर मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ फाइनेंस एंड फार्मर्स वेलफेयर, दे स्टार्टेड प्रमोटिंग FPOs अक्रॉस इंडिया, ऑफ कोर्स थ्रू द वेरियस डेवलपमेंटल डिपार्टमेंट्स, हार्टिकल्चर या एग्रीकल्चर डिपार्टमेंट की तरफ से, NABARD की तरफ से, NCD की तरफ से प्रमोट करने के लिए चालू किए। क्यों चालू किए कि मतलब ऑफ कोर्स पहले वो NABARD और SFAC लोग क्या किए थे कि वो FPO में, आपको भी मालूम है, मैं ज्यादा टेक्निकल इंफॉर्मेशन के बारे में, क्योंकि ऑलरेडी आपको पूरा ट्रेनिंग हो चुका है, वो कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटीज में in the initial stages में वो started promoting FPOs under the Cooperative Act. Later they realized again there is no point in promoting FPOs under Cooperative Act because the cooperative movement itself was not a successful as compared to the as it was intended, as it was expected. Later वो क्या किया, 2013 में Companies Act amend करके almost 2013 majority of the FPOs except NCDC, क्योंकि NCDs का काम है कि कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटी का बढ़ाना का इंटेंशन है, नेशनल कोऑपरेटिव डेवलपमेंट कॉर्पोरेशन। NCDC के अलावा ऑलमोस्ट ऑल द प्रमोटिंग एजेंसीज और इंप्लीमेंटिंग एजेंसीज इन इंडिया 2013 कंपनीज एक्ट में FPOs प्रमोट कर रहे। क्यों कर रहे कि वो कोऑपरेटिव मूवमेंट में फार्मर्स क्या सोचते हैं कि उनका माइंडसेट अलग होता है। ऑलमोस्ट वो वो कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटी का थॉट प्रोसेस अलग होता है, लेकिन कंपनी में वो क्या होता है, कंपनी की तरफ से सोचना पड़ेगा, वो कॉर्पोरेट कल्चर आना चाहिए, वो कंपनी जैसे थिंक करना चाहिए, एक्सपोर्ट करने के लिए थिंक करना चाहिए, और ब्रांडिंग, पैकिंग, प्रोसेसिंग, हम जो लोग एफपीओस की इंटेंशन क्या होता है वो इफेक्टिवली इंप्लीमेंट करने के लिए प्रोड्यूसर कंपनी एक्ट अच्छा है ऐसे समझ के 2013 से कंपनीज एक्ट कंपनीज एक्ट में एफपीओस प्रमोट कर रहे हैं। अभी मैं आपको जो पहले प्रश्न पूछा था, वो फार्मर पॉपुलेशन और फार्मिंग कम्युनिटी पॉपुलेशन इज decreasing is like anything. Of course, land holding may be increasing, but the so-called the farmers or so-called the farming community, it's decreasing, as I said, because of the marketing challenge. So now the reason, or rather the solution, the best solution to address not only the marketing challenges, probably if you allow me to ask what are the challenges farmers are facing, और वो भारत में जो फार्मर्स लोग वो चैलेंजेस है या नहीं तो समस्या क्या फेस कर रहे हैं, मैं आपको टाइम दिया तो वो मेंशन करने के लिए, नहीं तो आपको कागज दिया तो ऑलमोस्ट आप लोग पूरा बुक में लिख के दे सकते, उतना प्रॉब्लम्स है, उतना चैलेंजेस है फार्मिंग कम्युनिटी में। और अब जो चैलेंजेस जो आपको ये प्रॉब्लम्स बोलते हैं ना, सब हर प्रॉब्लम का, हर चैलेंजेस का सॉल्यूशन एफपीओ में है, provided if you understand the potential of FPO, if you understand the real capacity of real potential, inherent potential, if you understand the capacity, if you understand the potential of FPOs, honestly speaking, as I said, I'm also basically from farming community. Kindly don't get me get carried away by my dress. As I always on a later note I say, I am wearing my dress is videshi, but my body and my soul is pakka desi, pakka swadesi. I am basically from a farming community. I know the pain points of the farming community. Whatever the challenges today पूरा इंडिया में जो फार्मर्स लोग फेस कर रहे हैं, हर प्रॉब्लम का सॉल्यूशन एफपीओ में है, provided if we understand it and if we implement it and if we get it done as a team, with a unity. So as I said, basically I'm a motivational speaker. Let me quote one example. Last January 2022 or 23, I was just watching the TV. The government of India, conferred Padma Shri award to many dignitaries or many achievers. In fact, I was wondered. मुझे बहुत सरप्राइज हो चुका, क्योंकि एक सीनियर सिटीजन, उसके गाली वो क्या होते हैं, ऑलमोस्ट फिजिकली हैंडीकैप, दैट लेडी ऑलमोस्ट शी वाज in the 90s, almost she was in 90s, the government conferred her the Padma Shri Prashasti. To my surprise, of course, today आपको जो इंफॉर्मेशन चाहिए क्लिक ऑफ ए माउस, पहले हम क्लिक ऑफ ए माउस बोलते थे, लेकिन अब अभी स्मार्टफोन है ना, आपको जो टेक्निकल इंफॉर्मेशन चाहिए, सब इंफॉर्मेशन, हर इंफॉर्मेशन आप जस्ट फ्रैक्शन ऑफ सेकंड आपको इंफॉर्मेशन मिल सकते हैं। लेकिन आज का जरूरत क्या है कि इंटरेस्ट होना चाहिए, और इच्छा शक्ति बोलते, इच्छा शक्ति और इंटरेस्ट होना चाहिए। So later what I searched, who was that lady, what was the his achievement. Later, honestly speaking, I inspired like anything looking into her profile. 91-year-old lady, she started a small woman self-help group. In fact, she did not start any corporate company or FPO. She started a self-help group, woman self-help group चालू किए थे 50 साल के पहले, with 80 rupees चालू किए थे। आज वो फार्मर वुमन सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप का टर्नओवर मे बी 1600 करोड़, 50 साल के पहले 80 रुपीस में चालू किए थे। वो आज का वो वो इसका नाम है कि श्री महिला गृह उद्योग लिज्जत पापड़। Maybe the people who are in 50s or 60s, in fact, I have seen ads during our childhood days. लिज्जत पापड़ का एडवर्टाइज आ रहे थे टीवी पे। लिज्जत पापड़ वो just started in 50 years back with 80 rupees. Today the turnover is around 1600 crore, and वो फार्मर सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप में 45,000 एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेट किए। 45,000. Just imagine. Why I'm giving this information. As I said, I'm basically a motivational speaker. If one lady and few bunch of women, if they could able to do with one just a papad, just one papad, if they could if they could do 1,600 crores. Now imagine each FPO, हर FPO में एक CEO है, प्रोफेशनल CEO है, एजुकेटेड CEO है, और डायनामिक बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स है, और 1,000 plus shareholders है. Just imagine what each FPO could do with all these resources, with all this support from government of India or respective state departments. And they have been, in fact, as I said, मैं बहुत सारे ट्रेनिंग हर दिन बहुत सारे ऑनलाइन ट्रेनिंग में, ऑफलाइन ट्रेनिंग में पार्टिसिपेट कर रहा हूँ. गवर्नमेंट लोग और IAMR और हर गवर्नमेंट इंस्टीट्यूशन बहुत मेहनत कर रहे हैं, बहुत कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि FPO को सपोर्ट करने के लिए, मदद करने के लिए. आप बुरा मत मानिएगा, काइंडली डोंट मिस्टेक मी, unless until we have that urge, unless until हमारे ऊपर अंदर आना चाहिए, हम ये सक्सेस करना पड़ेगा, तब तक हमारे अंदर से वो नहीं आता है. Kindly don't mistake me. Whatever may be the government support, whatever may be the government scheme, as I said, I have worked in government sector. I know how exactly the government machinery works. It is not the question of the scheme. It is not the question of the project. It's not the question of the fund. It is the question of the attitude and mindset of the people who run, who utilize that. So in this connection, वो हर FPO में FPO सक्सेस होने के लिए मैं हमेशा बोलता रहता हूँ, ये 4 पिलर पे. अब आपको एक पंडाल इरेक्ट करने के लिए कितना पिलर्स चाहिए? मिनिमम 4 पिलर्स, 4 पिलर्स चाहिए. सिमिलरली हर FPO सक्सेस होने के लिए 4 पिलर्स जरूरत है. पहला पिलर इज ए शेयर होल्डर, वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट है, बहुत बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पिलर, शेयर होल्डर. सेकंड पिलर BOD, बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स, क्योंकि हर दिन शेयर होल्डर डेली ट्रांजैक्शन में इन्वॉल्व नहीं हो सकते, डिसीजन नहीं ले सकते, इसीलिए वो BOD है ना, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पिलर है. थर्ड पिलर CEO एंड अदर एम्प्लॉइज, थर्ड पिलर. Fourth pillar, the supporting agency or implementing agency, that may be a IAMR or SFAC or agriculture department or horticulture department or watershed development department or fisheries department or animal husbandry department, whichever may be the funding agency or funding department. If you ask me, आप अगर मुझे प्रश्न पूछा तो ये 4 pillars में बहुत सारे बहुत important pillar कौन सा है आप पूछा तो मेरा जवाब very very straight forward. Very very important pillar is a shareholder, because as I said, I've literally trained, I've worked, I've closely in fact I've been working with FPO from 2007. I was in the government in 2007. I was in the government of Karnataka horticulture department. We only promoted 3 FPOs. That time the government was not supporting. We out of our own interest, we supposed to promoted 3 FPOs. I know how the FPO machinery works. Kindly don't, let me make it very clear. हर बार मैं बोलता रहता हूँ, इसकी कहने की नहीं है कि मैं पूरा इंफॉर्मेशन जानता हूँ, फिर भी मेरा 25 years का ग्रास रूट लेवल एक्सपीरियंस से मैं बोल रहा हूँ. आई हैव सीन गवर्नमेंट सेक्टर, आई हैव सीन कॉर्पोरेट सेक्टर, आई हैव सीन प्राइवेट सेक्टर, आई हैव बीन वर्किंग क्लोजली विद द FPOs more than any pillar. Shareholder pillar is very 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 crucial. बिकॉज मैं आपको क्वेश्चन पूछना चाहता हूं, मैं ऑलमोस्ट इनफैक्ट मैं हर इंप्लीमेंटिंग एजेंसी को और गवर्नमेंट को मैं रिक्वेस्ट कर रहा हूं, सर अब फिर CEO और बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स को ट्रेनिंग कर रहे हैं. इट्स नॉट एनफ, ऑनेस्टली स्पीकिंग. See, now I've been trying to motivate the CEO. I've been trying to motivate BOD. Of course, you got fired. You got excited. You got motivated. You get some, inputs, नया inputs आपको FPO में भेजना चालू करते हैं, वो सर्विसेज चालू करते हैं. लेकिन मैं as a individual shareholder, unless until I develop the ownership, unless until I develop that belongingness, this is my FPO. I need to buy all the fertilizers and pesticides from my FPO. I need to utilize all the services being provided by FPO. Unless and until I get that ownership as an individual shareholder, let me be very brutal, let me be very straight and forward. Honestly speaking, no training, no amount of fund will not make FPO successful. Let me be very honest. With few exceptions, I'm very grateful, I'm very thankful. I appreciate for all the FPOs who have been doing tremendously well. Even there are many FPOs who are doing the turnover of 2 or 20 crores. Even I know personally a few of the FPOs who are closely working with the corporates and on a contract farming mode. The output business itself is 100 crores. I've seen such FPOs, but India may almost, as far as I know, as far as the data I have, 13,000 13,000 FPOs के ऊपर incorporation हो चुका है पूरा इंडिया में, more than 13,000. If you ask me what is the success rate, let me be very honest, it is less than 10%. Let me be very honest. Of course, there are many FPOs that have done tremendously well. They've created the history, no doubt about it. But when you talk about the average, the success percentage is very, very less. If you analyze the reason, of course, as I said, each and every stakeholder of CEO और एम्प्लॉइज होगा, नहीं तो BOD होगा, शेयरहोल्डर होगा, इवन इंप्लीमेंटिंग एजेंसी होगा. हमारी तरफ से भी मिस्टेक हो चुका है, लेकिन important, very, very crucial, very, very critical thing for making a FPO be successful and a big the success is train, educate, motivate the shareholders. Just training, just educating, just motivating the CEOs and BODs alone will not help you. As I said today, BODs and CEOs are attending the training. As I said, I have trained more than 1,000 FPOs, predominantly the BODs and the CEOs. They go back with a lot of energy. They go back with the lot of new energy, momentum. They try to incorporate. They try to introduce many stuff up. But at the end of the day, who are the beneficiaries? Who are the beneficiaries? Who are your target audience? आपकी target audience कौन है? आपके beneficiaries कौन है? आपकी FPOs का shareholders है ना? आपकी शेयर होल्डर्स आपको FPO ऑफिस नहीं आ रहा है, आपका शेयर होल्डर्स है ना, वो आपके FPO ऑफिस आके वो फर्टिलाइजर नहीं ले रहा है, वो पेस्टिसाइड्स नहीं ले रहा है कि FPOs कई how could FPO can succeed? How could FPO can do business? So it is not just CEO and BOD, it is the shareholders. In fact, even I request, if I, मुझे भी थोड़ा जानकारी है, Indian Institute of Millet Research has been doing a tremendous work. I'm not just for the sake I'm appreciating them, because I've been following the FPOs being promoted by various implementing agencies. As far as I know, मेरी limited जानकारी की तरफ से जो FPOs being promoted by IMRs, relatively the success is very high. I have seen many North Karnataka FPOs, they are doing tremendously well. They have basically been promoted by IMR. I'm thankful and grateful to the IMR, no doubt about it. But I request IMR, I request all the state concerned departments, agency को क्या मैं request कर रहा हूँ, आप please sensitize the shareholders, organize more training programs to sensitize, to motivate, to develop the ownership attitude in the shareholder. That is where the success of a FPO lies, in the shareholder involvement. Hope you all agree with me. If you agree with me, you can chat, you can share in the chat box. You can share, thumbs up symbol or whatever. At the end of the day, we need to sensitize shareholders. Imagine 1,000 shareholders. If they develop the ownership, if they get motivated, we can do miracles. We can literally do miracles. As I said, I worked for the corporate. I know the wealth involved in the agriculture sector. Each crop, हर crop में wealth है, बहुत सारे wealth है. Each, of course, somebody also mentioned the CBBO. I agree that. Yes, I agree. In fact, the fourth pillar, if you ask me, CBBO plus implementing agency. Thanks for adding that. Out of 4 pillar, पहला pillar है कि shareholders, second pillar BOD, third pillar CO plus other employees, fourth pillar CBBO or research institutions or POPA and plus implementing agency. Thanks for adding that, of course. But still, CBBO may be the best, CBBO may be the best CBO in India, or even BOD, best BOD in India. CEO may be the best CEO in India. But until shareholders come and attend the annual general body meeting, and shareholders, unless until they come to our FPO office and buy the stuff, then where is the CBBO, where is the CEO expertise, where is the BOD मेहनत क्या हो रहा है, कहाँ जा रहा है? So shareholder is very, very, very important, because if shareholders mind, they can change the CEO. If shareholders mind, they can change the BOD. if if the shareholders mind, even without the support of the CBBO, even without the support of the department, they can thrive. I can give you 101 reason. इंडिया में जो FPO सक्सेस हो चुका है, वो सक्सेस हो चुका है, वो कैटेगरी में बहुत सारे FPO सेल्फ प्रोमोटेड FPOs थे. FPO मोस्टली आप सुना होगा, सेल्फ प्रोमोटेड FPOs. वो आपकी दो काइंड्स का FPOs है. एक है गवर्नमेंट प्रोमोटेड FPOs, गवर्नमेंट प्रोमोटेड FPOs, लेकिन और एक कैटेगरी है सेल्फ प्रोमोटेड FPOs, बिना गवर्नमेंट की सपोर्ट लेने, without taking any government support, without taking any fund from the government, many FPOs in many states, they have formed on their own, self-promoted FPOs. Just for your information, I'm sharing this information. Out of government-promoted FPOs, the success rate may be 10, but out of self-promoted FPOs, the success rate is more than 90%. You know the reason why? Because because they know what they are doing. Here, the government is promoting. We are not asking as a farmer. The government is giving, whereas they are farming. That is the difference. At the end of the day, what matters is urge. We call it as hunger. You need to have the hunger or burning desire. Or that attitude, that intention, that mindset, that perspective, that thought process should come not only in CEO, kindly be, because in many FPOs में, बहुत सारे FPOs में देख चुका हूँ, BODs क्या बोलते हैं कि वो CEO काम ठीक से नहीं कर रहा है सर, इसलिए हमारे FPO डेवलप नहीं हो रहा है. Honestly speaking, it is not just a CEO. You can replace CEO. You all agree with me. CEO is just an employee. You can replace CEO. Even you can replace BOD for that matter, but shareholder, they need to have that, but unfortunately, especially as I said, I'm a very open guy. I share from my heart. I don't use my brain at all. I'm sharing whatever my grassroots level experience been acquired, or whatever I gained in 25 years of my journey in agri sector. The government, where in general I'm talking, kindly don't mistake me. The government, I have suggested government, in fact, in government of Karnataka, I've literally written to horticulture director, agriculture commissioner, watershed commissioner, all the state level head who have been in implementing FPOs. I've requested them saying that, sir, kindly don't incorporate FPOs immediately. Kindly do the sensitization program from even BODs. Many and many BODs की roles and responsibilities क्या होता है, वो explain करने के पहले, वो educate करने के पहले ही BODs बनवाया है. Imagine I'm a BOD. If I don't know what is my roles and responsibility, please ask me, how can I do this responsibility, right? It is not like a cooperative society where a director of cooperative society, he just goes and attend the meeting, he signs on in a register, have a cup of tea and come back, because that is the difference between a cooperative society and FPO. Because I've run my business. As I said, I had a business where we used to do 3.5 crores turnover. We were 3 partners. In a partner or a private limited company, each director, they try their level best to contribute. Our partner, they try their level best to contribute as much as possible. Whereas in FPO, let me what is having the FPOs. Of course, there will be a few exceptions. I'm thankful to them. I'm grateful to them. But majority cases, what has happened without knowing the roles and responsibilities, without without sensitizing the BODs, what are their roles and responsibilities? In many cases, they're just simply incorporated. Just incorporation alone will not help. Even FPO for that matter. See, as I said, I was in the government. I've seen various schemes in the government of Karnataka, in government of India. I know the pretty of the scheme. प्लीज ये आप अभी मैं जो बोल रहा हूँ आप जरूर थोड़ा सुन लीजिएगा. It is not the change in the schemes will help. It is not the change of name of the schemes will help. It is the change in the mindset. Many people every day, I receive a lot of calls. People asking me, even some departments asking, sir, what do you suggest? Shall we, incorporate or register our FPOs under Cooperative Societies Act or Companies Act? They ask the question. The next answer, my immediate open answer would be, it is not the question of the bylaw. It is not the question of the MOA or AOA. Imagine Yogish Appajaiah as a person, as a director. If I am not proactive, if I don't understand the value of FPO, if you make me a president in a cooperative society, registered FPO or a 2030 companies active, what difference I make as an individual? Unless until I don't know the value of the FPO, whether you make me a president under Cooperative Society Act FPO or a 2013 Companies Act FPO, it makes no difference. Hope you all agree with me that it is not the act, it is not the bylaw. If that is the case, the cooperative movement should have become a big, huge across the globe, across the world. India could have, be the pioneers in agri sector. Not in terms of production I'm talking about, in terms of the marketing, in terms of the branding. But today, unfortunately, you all know that, of course, 1990s, when we were in the agriculture university, we used to see the data used to talk a lot about Indian crop production. Almost we were at the bottom of the table in majority of the crops, cereals, pulses, fruits, vegetables, spices, whatever. But today, thanks to the technology, green revolution or technology for that matter, or a department intervention for that matter, various schemes for that matter, हम table में बहुत ऊपर है production में. But if you ask the farmer, is he getting the actual share, proportionate share? What? See, probably let us talk about the millets for that matter. Millets, you know that India is the leading producer of millets in the world, entire globe. 2023 UN has announced as International Millet Year. Thanks, no doubt about it, and we are happy. But as a farmer, of course, even I can get you the data of exports of millets from India. But my fundamental question, my basic question, whatever may be the exports, whatever may be the area under millets in India, but my fundamental question is the millet farmer, is the millet grower, is getting the lion's share out of this proposition or out of this bargain. Hope you got my understood my inner meaning of my question. No doubt, India is the leading producer of millets. No doubt, India would be the topmost exporters of millets in the world. But my fundamental question is, the millet farmer is getting the lion's share out of this bargain. If the farmer is not getting the lion's share, if somebody else is getting the lion's share, as I said, I'm basically from agriculture family background, then the whole purpose will be defeated. Whether it's a FPO or whether whatever the scheme may be, the very purpose of FPO, why the government started promoting FPOs in a big way from 2013, they want वो जो एग्रीकल्चर वैल्यू चेन और सप्लाई चेन में जो क्या है, वो क्या बोलते हैं, द माइन, द रियल वेल्थ, that the lion's share should go to the producer. Then I would say agriculture is a successful ever. But today, unfortunately, you all know that. Let me not get into that, because that is the very purpose. Same कारण की वजह से गवर्नमेंट में क्या सोचा कि फार्मर्स को मार्केटिंग चैलेंजेस है, मार्केटिंग प्रॉब्लम है, इसीलिए इंडिविजुअल फार्मर्स वो मार्केटिंग चैलेंज ओवरकम करने के लिए बहुत सारे मुश्किल होता है. इंडिविजुअल फार्मर, let us promote them, let us bring them under one umbrella, not just cooperative as a private limited producer company act, so that they think like a corporate, they can think like a private limited, and they can work like a corporate. But let me ask you fundamental, how many of FPO, how many BODs in FPOs are thinking like we are the directors? See, if each BOD gets inspired, motivated, his inspiration, his motivation can impact 1,000 farmers who are just blindly believing the words of the department or implementing agency or CBO. they have contributed their hard-earned money. It may be 1,000 rupees or 2,000 rupees. This is hard-earned money. It's hard-earned money from each individual farmer. Their future is lying in our hand, the BOD or CEO. But nevertheless, as I said, we also need to educate them, because as a shareholder, okay, मैं आपको maybe 10,000 contribute कर चुका हूँ, 1 लाख की contribute कर चुका हूँ, लेकिन just contributing 10,000, many FPOs, the farmers, the shareholder, get the impression that, oh, I have contributed 1,000 rupees, oh, I need not to do anything, even if I may sit at home, मेरी 1,000 mostly वो 10 गुना 20 गुना वो ज्यादा हो जाएगा, अरे FPO और AGM ने मुझे डिविडेंड देते, ऐसे समझ के घर में बैठे, ऐसा नहीं हो सकता है. वो पैसा बोलते हैं ना, money will not grow on the plant. Just by giving 1,000 rupees contribution or share amount, if I don't go and visit my FPO office, if I don't and go and buy any fertilizer and pesticide, how can I expect the FPOs to grow? How can I expect my FPO to do business? How can I expect a FPO to share the dividends? It's a basic common sense question, right? So if as a shareholder, if I'm expecting any dividend, profits from FPO, if I don't do any business with my FPO, how can I expect a dividend or a profit from the FPO? This has to be sensitized in the shareholders mind. So I don't know, honestly, I have no clue how many FPOs are participating in this training program. As I said, I'm basically a motivational speaker. I can give practical examples of successful FPOs in India or in Karnataka for that matter. I can speak from all the perspective, government government machinery perspective, corporate perspective, private perspective, because I've worked in all the domains or all the sectors in agri sector. I can speak for 4 hours continuously without any break. I can do, because that's my passion. As I said, every month I train minimum 50 to 100 FPOs, online or offline. My main purpose is not to give technical gyan. Let me be very honest. Many people ask, if you ask you a question today, so honestly speaking, let me be, as I said, I'm a very open guy, very straight guy. I don't speak, no filter here. I speak out from my heart. Today, there's no dearth of information, because 20 years back, 2 decades back, there was a dearth of information. If you wanted to get any information, only available sources were very limited. Either you get the book or go and meet the expert. Today, the so-called the technology, the smartphone, what information you want. I can literally, if you meet me personally, one-on-one, face-to-face, whatever the technical information you ask, in your smartphone itself, I'll get you all the information. Yes or no? Today it's information age. Today it's information science. We are inundated with information. बहुत सारे जानकारी है. Information को डर नहीं है, shortage नहीं है. लेकिन क्या शॉर्टेज है? इंटरेस्ट का शॉर्टेज है. अभी वो मिलेट्स के बारे में, मिलेट्स में क्या क्या प्रोसेस्ड वैल्यू प्रोडक्ट्स कर सकते हैं, मैं ट्रेनिंग करने के लिए जरूरत नहीं है. काइंडली डोंट, इन योर स्मार्टफोन यू गेट एनी इंफॉर्मेशन ऑन वैल्यू एडेड प्रोडक्ट्स ऑफ मिलेट्स, एनी प्रोडक्ट फॉर दैट मैटर. आई एम जस्ट कोटिंग, मैं सिर्फ आपको मिलेट्स की एग्जांपल दे रहा हूँ. वो एप्पल का भी आप ढूंढ सकते हैं, या नहीं तो केरला में ब्लैक पेपर का और इलायची का भी ढूंढ सकते हैं. आपको एक्सपोर्टर्स का इंफॉर्मेशन चाहिए, वो भी इसमें मिल सकता है. आपको इंपोर्टर्स का इंफॉर्मेशन चाहिए, ये भी इसमें मिल सकता है. आपको डेटा चाहिए, वो कितना एक्सपोर्ट डेटा चाहिए, इंपोर्ट डेटा चाहिए, मेजर इंपोर्टर्स, मेजर एक्सपोर्टर्स, इंडिया में जो अपेडा रजिस्टर्ड एक्सपोर्टर्स की इंफॉर्मेशन चाहिए, सब इंफॉर्मेशन इसमें मिल सकता है. होप यू ऑल अग्री विथ मी. टुडे देयर इज नो डेarth of information. Today there is no shortage of information. In fact, today we are living in an ocean of information. If you ask me that, no dearth of information today. Any information. Earlier, during the initial days of computer, we used to say click of a mouse. Today it's not a click of a mouse. Just your forefinger, your forefinger and your mobile can do wonders. I can quote you thousand success stories, the individuals who have built empires of business by starting their business in a WhatsApp group. WhatsApp group में मुफ्त में, there is no no need to pay any money to start your WhatsApp group. WhatsApp group में business चालू करके अभी lakhs crores of turnover कर रहे, कितना सक्सेस आप बोल सकते हैं सर मुझे अंग्रेजी नहीं आता है सर, मुझे वो लैंग्वेज नहीं आता है, ऐसे बोलने की जरूरत नहीं है, क्योंकि यूट्यूब में आपको जो लैंग्वेज में चाहिए वो लैंग्वेज में एक बंदा कर्नाटका से, नहीं तो कश्मीर से, नहीं तो बिहार से, नहीं तो केरला से, वो जो लोकल लैंग्वेज में एक्सप्लेन करके यूट्यूब में डालना होगा, एक ही नहीं, मैं mostly मैं whatever I'm speaking is as I said I'm speaking from my practical ground reality aspect. Today there is no dearth of information. Even so, if you want to know the roles and responsibilities of FPOs, if you want to know roles and responsibilities of BOD, if you want to know the roles and responsibilities of shareholders, there are many institutions they've already uploaded in their website. In fact, in Karnataka government में Center of Excellence for FPOs पूरी इंडिया में पहली स्टेट है, वो सेपरेट पॉलिसी लॉन्च कर चुका है, एफपीओ की अलग पॉलिसी लॉन्च की है, और सेंटर ऑफ एक्सेलेंस फॉर एफपीओस आपको अंग्रेजी में आपको एफपीओ के बारे में और ज्यादा जानकारी ले तो वो भी मिल सकता है. It's not required that Yogish Appajaiah, a person like Yogish Appajaiah should come online and give gyan on the board, roles and responsibility of CEO, roles and responsibility of BOD. Honestly, at the end of the day, what matters? आपका mindset, आपका attitude, आपका perspective, आपका burning desire. मैं एफपीओ में सक्सेस करना चाहूंगा, वो आना चाहिए. ये सिर्फ सीओ में नहीं, बीओडी में भी आना चाहिए. सिर्फ बीओडी में नहीं, मेन इंपॉर्टेंट ईच शेयर होल्डर में आना चाहिए. अनलेस अंटिल वी, सो मैं क्या रिक्वेस्ट कर रहा हूं हर एफपीओ को, प्लीज स्पीक विथ योर सीबीबीओस. आपका जो सीबीबीओ से या नहीं तो डेवलपमेंट डिपार्टमेंट से ना, उनको रिक्वेस्ट करके प्लीज एक सेंसिटाइजेशन प्रोग्राम. एजीएम नहीं है, एजीएम में आपको भी मालूम है जो फॉर्मेलिटीज होता है, वो फॉर्मेलिटीज में बहुत सारे इंपॉर्टेंट चीज हम डिस्कस नहीं कर सकते. सेंसिटाइजेशन का अलग प्रोग्राम रखना चाहिए. ईच शेयर होल्डर को वी नीड टू bring that awareness in the shareholder. We need to bring the awareness that this they should not say that your FPO, they should say our FPO. There's a lot of difference between saying your FPO and our FPO. When each shareholder in each FPO, when they talk in the language of it's our FPO, then the great miracle will happen. India we can revolutionize. In fact, literally we can dominate the entire world, not in terms of production, in terms of marketing, in terms of branding, in terms of processing. Otherwise, let me be very honest. Today we may be the best, one of the largest producers in millets in India. Now, America or Australia or European Unions or whatever the country, at the end of the day, they import our raw materials from India, millets. Tomorrow, who knows? God knows. Using that same technology, they make some funny stuff out of that millet pizza, whatever. And at the end of the day, they send the same value-added products to India, and we will be paying, heavy bucks for our, value-added products. We may be getting, three paisa for our raw material, but we will be paying 100 paisa for, consuming the value-added products, whatever they. So India should not be just a raw material supplier in the world. India should dictate. India should dominate entire world, because that India, we have got a very huge crop diversity. I'm even giving some technical aspect. India, we for 10th largest, biodiversity, rich country in the world. We have such a biodiversity. My voice is audible? My voice is audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So this is what I wanted to share. As I said, so if you ask me, as I said, if you list out all the problems, all the challenges a farmer is facing in India, for all the challenges, all the problems, there is a solution in FPO. The Brahmastra, the ultimate weapon, the ultimate savior. Because many people may not be aware. Of course, you may be aware. You may not be aware, or you may be aware. Let me, in the next 25 years to 50 years, if the farming community, if we do not hold our land together, if we dispose our land, that would be the foolish decision. In many states, many districts, what's happening? Almost the younger generation they're moving to town or city for the employment. The senior citizens are the elder farmers. They are not able to do the kheti or agriculture. Unfortunately, they're forced to sell their land. It's happening across the India. It's happening. Even in your state, it's happening. They're unfortunately forcibly they're selling the land. Once we sell our land, that would be the end of the farmer. Kindly, in heaven's sake, the farmer should not sell their land, because in next 25 50 years, what the experts have predicted, if the farmers, if the, I mean to say, if of course today we have FPO, if all the 13,000 plus FPO, if we don't come as a team, if we don't unite as a team, and provide solution to the challenges and problems each farmer is facing, farmers will sell their land. At the end of the day, in next 25 to 50 years, corporate farming, you can note it down, probably you may be aware, corporate farming would come into the picture. The corporate farming would come in fact, many crops, it's already started. Coffee and tea, for example, coffee and tea, because I'm an horticulture science graduate, I studied in the coffee belt of Karnataka. You know, Coorg and Chikmagalur, hope you know that, because Karnataka is the largest producer of coffee. And I studied in, in its coffee belt. Almost in 90s itself, I don't want to mention the brand, name of the corporates or the companies. They have literally purchased thousand acres of coffee land. Coffee and tea, almost in Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Andhra, even in the northeastern states, already many corporates have purchased thousand acres of land. They are already into production. They do their own processing. They do their own branding. They do their own marketing. Then where is the scope for any farmer? इसकी वैल्यू चेन में, सप्लाई चेन में फार्मर कहाँ पे ढूंढना पड़ेगा? फार्मर कहाँ पे इसकी वैल्यू चेन में, इसकी सप्लाई चेन में? This would be the norm. This would be the mainstream. This will get into the mainstream, honestly speaking. This should be come into the mainstream unless until we as a farmer, because it's too difficult to motivate individual farmer. Honestly speaking, today I may be addressing 30 plus FPOs. So I mean to say that I'm motivating 30 into 1,000. I'm motivating 30,000 farmers. I'm not motivating 30 FPOs. Imagine, I could honestly, it's literally it is practically impossible to reach 30,000 farmers individually and motivate them. Rather, मैं एक FPOs की connections की तरफ से वजह से I can reach 30,000 farmers by reaching that 30 FPOs. So I request the CEOs, I request the BODs. This is the main purpose of FPOs, not just input business, not just output business. There is something beyond that. The vision. If you have that vision, if you understand the vision, the current challenges Indian agrarian society or farming communities facing. Honestly, the even FPO or FPC or tomorrow, God knows, government may come up with some other name, fancy name or some other scheme that will not help unless until we as a farmer, because see, at the end of the government can provide subsidy. At the end of the government can provide fund. At the end of the day, government can support for 3 years, even IMR for that matter. Once again, let me from bottom of my heart, appreciate them. They have been doing a wonderful job, but still they will be having many other schemes. They cannot keep working with each individual FPO for lifelong. Hope you all agree with me. Maximum they can support us for 3 years, 5 years. After that, what? A mother can nourish. A mother can take care of a baby till what age? 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. But the baby cannot expect mother to carry the baby in shoulder, whatever, for the lifelong. Honestly, literally, it's not possible. The baby should be mother and baby relationship. The government CBBO relationship. Once 3 years over, once 5 years over, we should be in a position to sustain on our own, do the business on our own, and make FPO sustainable on our own. Monthly recurring expenses क्या आप workout किया है? आपका monthly recurring expenses मतलब आपका rent,
Sir, no.
Yes, sir. Please wait. Please wait.
आवाज नहीं आ रही है सर।
सर आप म्यूट हो गए हो। सर आप म्यूट हो गए हो।
क्या डॉक्टर? ओके ओके वो मंथली रिकरिंग के एक्सपेंस के बारे में बोल रहा था। आपका थॉट प्रोसेस ऐसे होना चाहिए कि अभी वो एनसीडीसी नहीं तो आईएमआर और डिपार्टमेंट लोग आपकी मालूम में भी 3 साल तक और 5 साल तक मदद कर रहे हैं। इसके बाद में उसकी बोरी अलग स्कीम होता है, इसकी वो फोकस शिफ्ट हो सकता है। एफपीओ कैसे सोचना पड़ा है कि ऑलमोस्ट आप 3 साल तक वेट नहीं करना है। पहले साल इन फर्स्ट ईयर इटसेल्फ यू शुड रीच अ लेवल वेयर योर सीओ सैलरी, योर अदर एम्प्लॉय सैलरी, योर ऑफिस का रेंट, आपका गोडाउन का रेंट, ऑलमोस्ट सब कुछ आपकी बिजनेस की नेट प्रॉफिट में आप मैनेज करना है, ऐसी थिंक करना है। ऑलमोस्ट बहुत सारे एफपीओस क्या हो रहा है कि सर 3 साल समय है सर, बाद में सोचेंगे सर, 5 साल समय सर, बाद में सोचेंगे। बाद में सोचने तो ऐसा नहीं, मैं बोला है ना, पैसा विल नॉट कम फ्रॉम द स्काई और फ्रॉम द प्लांट। वी नीड टू थिंक फ्रॉम डे वन इटसेल्फ दैट वी शुड बी सेल्फ रिलायंट। ऐसे सोचना चाहिए। आपका बिजनेस प्लान क्या है? आप इनपुट बिजनेस कर रहे हैं, आउटपुट बिजनेस कर रहे हैं, नहीं तो कस्टमाइजिंग सेंटर कर रहे हैं और कॉन्ट्रैक्ट फार्मिंग कर रहे हैं, मुझे मालूम नहीं है। आपके बिजनेस प्लानिंग क्या है मुझे मालूम नहीं है। आपका मेजर क्रॉप क्या है मुझे मालूम नहीं है। आप बिजनेस प्लान, आपका बिजनेस प्लान शुड बी वेरी 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 सॉलिड। इट शुड बी वेरी वेरी क्लियर विद अ माइन्यूट डिटेल्स होना चाहिए। नहीं तो लेट मी बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट, आई हैव सीन मेनी स्कीम्स, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया स्कीम्स, state government schemes, probably 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line, FPO should not just go in, the effort should not go in vain. Or somebody should not say there was a scheme, 20 years back, 30 years back, there was a scheme called FPO. Though nobody should say that. Miss my humble, with such utmost humbleness, with utmost humility, I'm begging you. I don't mind using the word begging. I'm begging you, I'm requesting you, हम विनम्र पूर्वक से मैं प्रार्थना कर रहा हूँ, जो आज एफपीओ इस ट्रेनिंग में एफपीओ का सीईओस और बीओडी पार्टिसिपेट कर रहे हैं ना, प्लीज थिंक इन दिस लाइन्स। ऐसी तरफ के सोचिए, नहीं तो no scheme will change farming, farmers. No scheme, honestly speaking, no scheme can change the farmers future. It's only the mindset. बिकॉज एफपीओ जो, क्यों मैं एफपीओ को फाइनल सेवियर बोल रहा हूं कि वो अलग स्कीम्स होता है ना, फर्टिलाइजर्स को सब्सिडी देना, पेस्टिसाइड्स को सब्सिडी देना, ड्रिप इरिगेशन को सब्सिडी देना और स्प्रिंकलर इरिगेशन को सब्सिडी देना, वो स्कीम्स होता है ना। वो चाइनीज लैंग्वेज में एक एक बोलते हैं, वो क्या बोलते हैं कि अडेज बोलते हैं। वो जो आदमी को वो बुक रहते हैं ना, वो लोग को वो मिचली खाना नहीं देना है, उसको मिचली कैच करने का सीखना है, ऐसे बोलते हैं। आप हर टाइम मुझे भूख लग रहा है, मैं सर तो आप मछली दे सकते हैं, लेकिन यू आर नॉट मेकिंग मी इंडिपेंडेंट। एवरी टाइम आई विल कमेंड, मैं हर बार मुझे भूख लग रहा है, मैं आ रहा हूँ सर, मछली दे दिए। हाउ लॉन्ग यू कैन कंटिन्यू गिविंग मी द फिश फॉर लाइफ लॉन्ग?
Sir, a kind interruption, please, Yogesh sir. Sir,
please.
Actually, it is to inform that our next resource person is waiting. So it would be highly beneficial,
sure.
if you conclude within a few minutes, and we'll have a room
Sure,
for
I do that.
discussion as well, sir.
Sure. I do that.
Okay, sorry for the interruption.
Thank you. No issues. No issues. See, as I said, the final, the take home message is that the other schemes, whatever the other government schemes, is like providing a fish to the hungry person, whereas FPO is like teaching a person how to fish. If you teach a person how to fish for lifelong, he will fish on his own, and then he will feed himself. This is the self-reliant. This is the main intention, or this is the main expectation from the government, or rather it is the main fundamental principle of FPO, that each farmer should be self-sustainable for his input requirement, for marketing, or for credit facilities, for whatever his challenges, or